This is my first YouTube video, and it's weird because I'm not really comfortable with this type of things, like recording myself and stuff like this. I am, to start off, my name is Moises Encarnacion, and I'm a certified recording, mixing, and mastering engineer. I went to Elgin Community College where I studied recording techniques, music business, and other music production requirements needed to get certified. I was able to learn Pro Tools, Ableton Live, Adobe Audition, and Logic Pro X as well. But my main recording software, or as we call it, DAW, is Logic Pro X. That's where I am extremely good at, and that's where I'm comfortable, and that's where I've decided to stay. So today I want to start off with Logic Pro X. This is a tutorial, a beginner's tutorial on how to use Logic Pro X for beginners. So I'm not really gonna do anything crazy. I'm just gonna like jump into the specifications of how to use it, how to open up a template, etc. Okay. So for beginners, when you open Logic Pro X, for some of you, and it should come up like this, because in GarageBand it also does the same thing, unless you change your settings. A template like this comes out, and so it gives you the option to either open up an empty project or live loops. All right, to start off, you empty project. I always use the empty project because I want the freedom. And so basically this option comes up once you click empty project. Off the bat, you already know it's different. It says choose a track type, software instrument, all the MIDIs. Also, I'm gonna show you the shortcuts on the keyboard. If you press Command K, the piano roll comes up on your screen. Then you have external MIDI, that's for like keyboards, MIDI keyboards like the one that I have here. And then you got the drummer. The drummer is pretty cool because I'm not sure if GarageBand has it because I haven't touched that since 2019. But Logic Pro X has drummer now, where like it like basically gives you like a free drummer. Then you got guitar, bass. So what you want to do starting off is you want to, if you're just recording and you're just like, let's say a rapper, or you're just a singer and you just want to record your vocals, you already have the instrument track, you just click audio, and basically the audio track comes in already. You drag a track into the DAW, boop, and there it is. Okay, but not a lot of people know this. When you are recording, mixing, and mastering, it is pretty important that the song you are mixing and recording and mastering is on tempo with the project. So let's say if the song is on a whole different BPM from the project, it's not good, because when you enter the mixing phase, and you want to send it out to the actual recording engineer, or you're like sharing files with other music producers or stuff like that, when you bounce out a track or export a track into the computer from the DAW, even though the beat is like 110, let's say, but the project tempo is 120, when you bounce it out, you're basically saying that the song is 120, and so it messes up everything when it comes to measures and everything, and you don't want that mess. So what I suggest always before recording is make sure that you have the right tempo. You just right click on the mouse, and then you click tempo down on the bottom on top of export, and then you click apply region tempo to project tempo. Apply region tempo to project tempo. One more time. Apply the song's tempo into the project tempo. That's basically what it means. You want to click the first option because that's what it is. And when you click it, it's going to give you this option. This function applies the tempo of the selected region to project tempo. It can also align the region to the downbeat. So this doesn't really matter if it's just a beat that you have there, but if you already recorded, then you're kind of screwed. There's still ways to fix it, but I'm not gonna go into detail with that just yet because this is for beginners. Click apply, analyzing, and there you go, 80 BPM. It perfectly sends you to the actual measures. So everything's aligned to the beat. And so let's say this is the verse and this is the pre-chorus and then this is the chorus, right? But let's say that I don't like this portion because it's too slow as a rapper. Then I do this. I delete that. I only need 4 measures, so I count 1, 2, 3, 4. I splice it right here, and then I drag it, and then look at this. That's why it's efficient to keep the project BPM to its original state from what the beat has. So if it's in 120, you look at the track BPM and it says 120. When you open it up, that means that you have not established an actual BPM in yet. So again, easy way to do it. Right click on the track, tempo, and apply region tempo to project tempo. Now you want to do routing. So half of the times, let's see, it doesn't let me. Oh yeah, okay. Half of the times you open up a track and you have a condenser microphone connected into a interface. You have your interface connected into your computer, but for some reason, and you double check and you have phantom power on, and if it's a condenser microphone, and you boost it up to make sure that there's signal coming into the interface. But even though there's signal going into the interface, there's no signal coming out from the DAW. That happens a lot, trust me. The first thing to do is make sure if your interface is being used on that track. You click right here where my mouse is at. You click on input. You go down. Then you click on input 1, Apollo solo. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. We have signal coming out. You have now signal to record. You can now go ahead and record. Pretty simple. You can just press R on the keyboard. 3, 2. You can press spacebar on the keyboard. You can press delete on the keyboard. And this gives you the option to either delete or keep the tape. The take. I always delete it, and I make this mistake a lot. But you know, I don't really care. But for some people, you might just want to keep it, and then you can be able to go back to it later. Why does my DAW look a little different from yours? Well, it most likely has something to do with this. So you click on Logic Pro on the top left side of the screen. Then you go down to Preference, and then you go down to General. I believe it's Advanced actually. You go to Advanced. Mine has Enable Complete Features. But if you have that off, then all those features go away. So once you feel comfortable with the basic fundamentals of Logic Pro X, I would completely suggest that you click Enable Complete Features because it gives you the full features of the Logic Pro X DAW. Another shortcut on the keyboard that I would suggest that you would use a lot, especially when you're mixing, is X. It opens up the mixer view, sorry. Pretty cool, right? And you click X again and it's gone. You click B just like in GarageBand and that will come up, but you don't really use that as much because everything's here on the side. You have more options when it comes to the equalizer. You got more of the low end options, more of the mids, and more of the highs compared to GarageBand. And when you want to send out a reverb effect, if you don't want that reverb to be just focused on the track, but you want it to be focused on multiple tracks, you can put a reverb on the track. Like you can put a reverb on the track, right? And it gives you the option to keep more dry. Let me hear this real quick. Like you have the option to go dry and wet, or you can go all the way wet. But like let's say that you don't really want to do that, right? You want to have access to the reverb on all tracks. And by the way, Command D duplicates the track. um let's say you have two tracks. Let's record something real quick.
You just got the green light.
Living live in the moment, hold it down with your emotions. Living live in the moment, hold it down with your emotions. Living live in the moment, holding down my emotion. All right, so I recorded that, and let's say that for some reason you copy and paste it into the other track. I don't know why you would do that, but let's just say we did. So you want to have reverb on both tracks. The way you do it is you create a new send. By doing this, you go on the track view right here where I'm rolling my mouse on, and then you click send. You click bus. You're gonna create a bus, and bus number one. You see how the aux1 track has been created on the side right here? Always name your tracks, please, because you want to stay organized. We're gonna call this Reverb box. And now we're gonna add some reverb into this track all the way up. Let's do that right now. And then right here is this little side button on the side on the initial actual track, recording track. That's where you get to decide how much of the reverb you want on the side. Living live in the moment, holding down my emotion. Live in the moment, holding down my emotion. The way to do it is by clicking, you click the second track where it's dry. You click on send again. You click bus. You click bus one or reverb box. You see, this is why it's so efficient to, you know, stay organized. And now you add as much reverb as you want. Living live in the moment, holding down my emotion. Another way to stay organized is by color coding. Option and C on the keyboard, and colors come out. Pink, red. I'm colorblind, so I don't know what color this is. Gray. Yeah, you can color code it, and same thing here. You click Option C again. As always, like I said, clean up your recording tracks, because you want to make sure that you are organized and it's easier for you. I'm gonna show you guys a track, a template that I have been working on, a more of a professional. This is how my template looks like. I'm still working on these, and that's why they're not color coded just yet. But otherwise, I have yellow. Basically, that means not touch it, because that's the beat or the instrumental, and it's the same song that I actually used. You want to hear it? Day and night, I've been trying hard to get you out my mind. I've been thinking about you every day and night. Caught me by surprise when you left my life. I don't feel it right. So yeah, those are the basics of learning how to use Logic Pro X. I hope I was able to answer quick questions that you have come across. I plan on releasing more videos, but I just wanted to get this video out the way, because I know a lot of people get Logic Pro X, and right off the box you're confused because it does not feel the exact way as GarageBand. I've been there, I've done that, and I've struggled, but now I'm here. So thank you. Again, my name is Moises Encarnacion, and I hope I answered your questions. If you have any more questions, or if you want to learn more things, please ask them on the comments below. I would highly appreciate it. Otherwise, thank you.